Now, one thing we know for sure is Tyrod Taylor and Drew Brees are about the same height. Tyrod's actually got him by an inch, but they certainly aren't the same player with the same pedigree. This guy, Drew Brees, who would have thought when he came out of Purdue? And John Butler drafted him in San Diego, God bless his soul. He saw something in this 6-foot quarterback from Purdue. They let him go after 5 years, and the Saints pick him up.
When they had gotten Rivers, right?
Rivers. Yeah. Since he's been in New Orleans, he has been one of the greatest quarterbacks, and it's unbelievable to say it, of all time.
Oh, he is.
You look at the numbers, the production. He does have the Super Bowl ring to his credit. The guy has been incredible. What an amazing career for a guy of his stature.
And you remember, so he's available, and it was Nick Saban, right, in the Dolphins that wanted to sign him?
Yes, that's right.
And the doctors didn't give him the okay.
That was
so
the
Dolphins,
Culpepper, right? Culpepper.
And they end up signing Dante Culpepper.
How'd that work out?
And Saban, of course, then it failed in Miami, and then he was gone, which, says sometimes. Now, again, you're talking about a 6-foot guy with a bad shoulder.
Right.
So it wasn't like every team in the league was going after the guy, but he has been phenomenal. Tyrod, and he should. Tyrod looks at him from in the pocket and says, what can I learn? What he hasn't really been able to learn is to get to those windows. The difference is Drew Brees, at his height, finds those windows, and he lets the ball go. Tyrod is just delayed.
You watch him in the pocket, and it's like Brady, because Brady is not a mobile guy at all.
Right.
And Marino used to be very good at this. All it takes is a subtle step here, a subtle step there, and you've got the window. Tyrod, I think when he's in the pocket, Mike, when he wants to stay in the pocket, he's stationary.
Yeah.
When he starts scrambling around, it's a whole different ballgame. But I think if the play develops and he's supposed to be in the pocket delivering, it just seems to me that he waits that fraction too long, and then it becomes a scramble situation. You know what I mean? Rather than just make that subtle move, and maybe the passing lane opens up.
The 6'1" quarterback is the exception, not the rule. This guy is a massive exception. Yeah. We're not talking about Doug Flutie here. We're talking about a guy who is Flutie was effective, but we're talking about a 5,000-yard a year guy who's gone to the Hall of Fame and been an MVP of the league. So that's who you're talking about here. There aren't a lot of guys that height that can do it. So to Tyrod, again, how do you be effective in that way? You've got to find those windows when you're not standing over top and throwing the ball. And to this point, he has not been that guy.
Yeah.